name there?
Dave Amidon. I was Lieutenant JG when I joined the squadron in March of 1961. Left the squadron in November of 1964 as a lieutenant.
Okay, and did you know the lost crew from the?
I was assigned to the crew before they were lost. Crew 3 was my first crew in the squadron. And soon, just prior to the deployment overseas, I was put on Crew 2. And when we were over there, Crew 3 was in Rota with us, and then they were transferred up at the change of command time to go to Iceland in January of '62. And prior to that time, there had been a problem with the crew in Athens. They'd gone in bad weather and landed and blown tires, 1 or 2 tires, and we had taken a tire from Rota all the way across to the Med to give them a tire there. And rather coincidentally, the plane captain Hurst on Crew 3, whether he had a premonition or not, but he somehow, I heard the word that he did not expect to get back to the States.
And I've heard there was a couple people on that flight that had premonitions prior to the flight.
This was the only case I know.
Were you involved in the search and rescue?
No, I was in Spain at the time, but similar to that, and I just put the note on there that I was involved in transporting some of the replacement crew members up. I didn't go to Iceland, but I can drop them off in London. There was a Lieutenant Weiland and a Lieutenant Hammett, where to go and make replacements for one of the crews up there.
Okay, basically, is there anything else that you would like to add, especially about, where they were saying that it was a peacetime mishap and they don't want to send a second recovery, there's no funding, and what are your comments as far as that goes?
Well, my comments would be I certainly would want them to retrieve all the remains. It's kind of shocking that they didn't get them all the first time when they thought they had. Now, I'd like to know a little bit more about the circumstances. In other words, I assume the weather conditions, both at the time of the crash and the time of the recovery of the remains, was not very good conditions either way. But the fact that they left them up there and they were found years later. We learned of the crash when I was a student out at Monterey, California in '66. My wife was looking through a newspaper and said they found some Air Force plane according to this article. But as soon as it said the date, I knew pretty much what plane it was, yeah.
And most people didn't even know until the 95 or 96 program.
No, we knew back then. And another thing is that we're very close friends with Commander Kozak's widow. We've already had lunch with her this trip, and we were in correspondence with her at Christmas time for maybe 20 years. So we knew of the recovery that she had to bury her husband there in Arlington in '66. And then we lost track of her about 20 years ago, and we just reestablished contact through this reunion.
Okay, is there any other comments you'd like to make?
That's all I can think of right now. There may be some more that come on later, but that's all I can think of right now.
Okay, I'll be around tomorrow.